Those of you who have been following me for quite a while now may know that I've been dealing with on and off injuries to my wrist over the past 2 years. It would get better with some rest, but every time I started to push myself to improve my biggest weakness, which has always been my wrist, the pain always started to flare back up. It had gotten to the point where this was seriously limiting my arm wrestling potential. So I scoured the internet trying to find ways on how to solve this problem. That was when I stumbled upon this podcast with an expert in tendon and ligament repair, Dr. Keith Baars. After watching through the entire hour and 47-minute podcast, I then turned to one of the videos that was mentioned in the podcast about someone who tried to implement the theories of Dr. Keith Baars in a practical training program. This was Emil Abrahamsson's hangboard training 2 times per day for 30 days. And I'll let Emil describe this program to you.
What I did was something called no hangs. It's the same principle as hangboarding, but instead of actually hanging, I simply stood on the ground and progressively loaded my fingers, which creates a molecular response. The program was to do 10 minutes of no hangs, where I went 10 seconds on and then 50 seconds off between each hang.
And his results were astounding.
After the test, or I guess after the experiment, I could hold 67 kilograms for 5 seconds. Which is an insane increase of about 60% in added weight. And now I could hold it for almost 8 seconds, which is an undefinable, much better result than I'd gotten before. The fact that I could hold it for so long absolutely shocked me.
Now, after seeing those results, I was deeply convinced that I had to try this for arm wrestling. My hypothesis was that the amount of stress that is put on an arm wrestler's wrist flexors should be at least comparable to that put on a climber's finger flexors. And so I should at least see some sort of measurable improvement if I adapted Dr. Keith Baars' theories for arm wrestling. So I came up with my own program, which differed a little bit from Emil's training program, where he had 5 different isometric holds. I only had 3, which were a flat finger static lift, a curled finger static lift, and a curled wrist static lift. The other main difference is that I was doing overcoming isometrics, which means I was trying to move a weight which I could not move, as opposed to yielding isometrics, which is holding a weight which you can move. And those of you who watch my channel a lot might realize that these are pretty much the same lifts I did for my wrist strength video a month back, except for the last one where the only difference is that it was a static rather than a dynamic wrist curl. And yes, since 1 month ago, I have been doing this program every single day. Granted, I wasn't as consistent as Emil, who did it twice a day, every day. I'd say about half the time I only did it once a day, whether it was because I forgot or I was just too tired from training. Bear in mind that I was preparing for my supermatch with Zongduk this entire time. So it averaged out to be about 1.5 times a day every single day. And now it is exactly 2 days after the supermatch, and obviously, I am a little bit sore, but I know that you guys want to see the results. So it's time to hit the weights. So starting off with the flat finger holds with my thumb in, last time for both my hands, I tapped out at 25 kg. I tried 27.5 on the right hand, didn't quite get it off to a full lift. Now I'm starting at 25 kg to see if I can replicate my max from back then. Okay, pretty easy. Okay. Pretty good. Now I'll be adding on 2.5 kilos to the pin stack for 75 kilos. This is where I failed on the right hand last time. So, let's see how it goes. 27.5. Hope this moves. I'd say that's a lift. I'd say that's a pretty good lift. Let's see if the left hand can budget. Because last time, 25 was already like really difficult on the left. Oh, 27.5 on the left. I think that might be the max on the left. I felt it was starting to let go, so pretty good improvement on the left. I'm gonna try and see if I can hit 30 on the right. Just a little bit of rest, and then I'll go for 30. All right, let's try for 30. Let's try for 30. I have doubts that this is gonna come off. But, you know, sometimes you just gotta believe. 30 kilos. You guys think I can do it? I hope so. Oh, almost. Let me try and adjust my grip a little bit. I felt my fingers sort of slipping there. Ooh. Not quite 30. But the 30 felt about as difficult as the 27.5 a month ago. So, still a pretty good improvement, I think. Now moving on to the curled finger static lift. Since we're on 30 kilos already, I'm just gonna start with the left hand first. Last time, left hand maxed out at 30 kilos, so I'm gonna see if I can at least match it first. So just static lift with the fingers curled around this wrist wrench. Table has to go a little bit back for this one because of the length. And oh, that was so easy. That was so easy. I felt like probably I can do way more. Way more. The right was 32.5, so I'm just gonna slap on the 2.5 and see if that goes up. Based on how easy the left lifted that, I'm thinking the right is gonna be really easy as well. Even though like right is really still super sore from the supermatch. Yeah, it went up very easily. So based on how easy that first lift was, I'm gonna take a leap of faith and do a 5 kilo jump. Now 5 kilo jump is crazy for like finger or wrist kind of lifts. So this is a big leap of faith. And 35 kg on the left hand. Let's see if this goes up. Based on how easy the previous one was, I'm hopeful, but this is absolutely crazy if I can. 35 kg. I felt my wrist starting to buckle a little bit, but I think I might even be able to get 2.5 kilos more for the left. 35 kg for the right. Let's see how it goes. Yep. About the same level of difficulty between left and right, which I guess makes sense because the right was the one which had the super match, but the left also did like after pullings and stuff, so it's not completely fresh as well. So maybe that sort of balances things out. Gonna take a short break and then come back and try for 37.5 on both arms. I think probably that's where I'm gonna tap out. All right, 37.5, slapping on the 2.5 kilos. Let's see if this goes up for the left hand. Get nice, good coverage. And oh, just did it. Felt my wrist starting to go back. I think that's maxed out on the left, 37.5. Maybe if I'm fresh, like 40 kilos, but I'm happy with that for today. Let's see if I can repeat that on the right. Just get this wiped down. Hopefully this goes up. Otherwise, it will be so weird having my left stronger than the right. Good. I feel like I can go for more, but I don't want to push myself too hard. I still have one more lift left, but 37.5, both arms, very happy with that. And now for the final test. Arms are starting to get a little bit more sore than I'm comfortable with, so just gonna jump ahead for this one. Left hand last time was 42.5. I've got 45 right now on the machine, so just a dynamic curl from the starting position. 45 on the left. Last time was 45 on the right. I'm gonna go with 47.5 now. Ooh. Yeah. 47.5. All right, this is probably gonna be my last attempt. Left hand going for 47.5. Probably not gonna attempt 50 kilos on the right just because it's really starting to feel very sore now and I don't wanna do any crazy damage to it. But left is still relatively more fresh than right, so trying out this 47.5. 47.5 on the left. Wow, those were some crazy increases on a flat finger, curled finger, and dynamic curl. Did not expect that, especially in my current condition, just 2 days after a super match. Very, very happy with the rehabilitation program gotten from Dr. Keith Baars' theories and Emil Abrahamsson's training protocol. Probably gonna continue doing it for maybe another 2 weeks or so, as I'm just doing my deload post super match right now, getting a little bit more recovery, and then after that, start on my next proper training program. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you beasts in the next one.